64, specifically in Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And this could be the last episode of the Mario 64 portion, but it might not be. I'm just going to have to keep playing and see how things go, okay guys? But this is going to be at least a 4-parter, it could be a 5-parter, I don't know. You just have to wait and see how things go, you know? So welcome to the top floor of the castle. We're going to have access to a whopping 6 more courses on top of the 9 that we've already discovered previously. And yeah, here's another toad that's going to give you another freebie star. Make sure you're like standing right in front of this guy in order to get the star though, or in order to spawn the text, I should say. Oh boy, because sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. So, specifically for Mario All-Stars, I find it interesting that with Mario 64, Sunshine and Galaxy, if I'm not mistaken, you actually have 2 buttons for jumping. So you can actually push the A or B button here on the Switch to do a jump, which might make timing a double jump or a triple jump easier. In fact, I think I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to start right here and A, B, A. Yeah, it might be better for some people. So for all you playing on Switch, and I assume most of you are, that could be a pretty good thing to try out. So, at any rate, though, I believe the next course should be over here. I'm still doing the courses in numerical order for the most part. So, this is an interesting part of the top floor. This is like kind of a museum of sorts. There's like a giant reflective mirror in the center, right? And as you can see, a lot of the stuff is reflected on both sides, but not in this case. We can see another snowman painting in the mirror side, like Cool Mountain, but there's nothing over here. Basically, it's another shifting sandland situation. So welcome to Course 10, Snowman's Land, and the first mission is called Snowman's Big Head, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to worry about getting this star over here. I know what you might be thinking. This looks like an impossible to navigate ice sculpture. Actually, not really. Honestly, once you know the trick, it's pretty stinking easy, and that brings us to star number 50 real fast, man. In the deep freeze, to be fair, it technically is in the deep freeze. With 50 stars, you can now open the star door to the 3rd floor, but there's not really much of a point because you're actually going to need 70 stars in order to reach the next Bowser level, so 50 stars will get you access to the final 2 courses as well as a couple more secret stars, as it were. And we're also going to do the Snowman Big Head mission eventually. For now, though, we're going to try and knock out as many stars we can here on the ground floor of Snowman's Land. And I will say that I prefer Snowman's Land over Cool Mountain by a pretty wide margin. And you're probably wondering why. The main reason, honestly, is that it's a lot more difficult to fall into a bottomless pit here in Snowman's Land compared to Cool Mountain. But lo and behold, we have an ice bully. So this is the 3rd time we have to fight a giant bully enemy. Just like we had to fight Big Boo 3 times, huh? And you thought Super Mario 64 reused bosses a lot. No! Whatever gave you that silly idea? But yeah, Snowman's Land is a lot faster paced than Cool Mountain. So, you might be surprised, but I think I'm going to try and go for the main 6 stars with this course, because as you can see, it's really fast paced to get all these stars. I do recommend this if you're going for a 70-star speedrun. I think people use this course as a star mining opportunity. I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked up a 70-star speedrun of Mario 64, to be honest. Been a while since I've looked up a Mario 64 speedrun in general. But yeah, it's really easy to rack up the stars. By the way, that enemy, I forget the name of it. I think it's called Moneybags, or a Money Bag, rather. But alright, jump on one of these flower enemies, and there's going to be 2 yellow blocks over here. One of them will have a Koopa shell, but the other will have almost a freebie star, in my honest opinion. But yeah, the other block will have a Koopa shell, which is probably mandatory in order to get the 8 red coins. Honestly, I couldn't tell you guys for sure, but it really does help speed up the process of getting the 8 red coins, let me tell you. Before we do that, let's see if there's a red coin over here somewhere. I can't remember if there was. These freaking money bag enemies, they're gonna be the end of me, I swear. Okay, I guess there isn't a red coin over here, but we can come back and double check once we get our hands on the Koopa Shell. Yeah, there's a couple of red coins that are on icy water here in Snowman's Land, which I guess is the main gimmick, since Cool Cool Mountain didn't really have any ice water, to my knowledge, to my recollection at any rate. We're going to get that 1-up mushroom too, in case these enemies start getting way too rascally for our own good. Long jump over here. Come on, man. Did I just kill that flower enemy without actually jumping on it? What a weird glitch. Alright, wait, there we go. Oh, barely. I thought I was going to have to respawn the level for something like that. That would have been silly. Alright, we got 1 red coin, and there's 2 more over there. This is probably one of the easier red coin missions in the game, honestly, which is another reason why, if you're going for 70 stars, I recommend this course as a good grinding spot. This is actually a pretty good complement to Lethal Lava Land, which I think is another really fast-paced course for getting stars. Honestly, it can be a little finicky, but honestly, overall, I think this course is easier than Cool Cool Mountain. Am I the only one that feels that way? Is it just me? Is it like a weird superstition? I don't know, guys. It feels like a pretty easy course. Alright, shell shredding for red coins. Yeah, they pretty much advise you to use the shell, I guess, so. I mean, if it works, why not use it? Alright, there's gonna be 1 more star we can get that's probably faster to get before we actually do the actual first mission in the game. I wonder if it's possible to do it without the Koopa Shell. You see those coins over there, right? We need to get to the top of there. I'm wondering if it's possible. You know what? We're going to try and go for the shell. I think it's the safe bet, honestly. It's the safe play to do. Probably the smart play to do. I also recommend, if you're going for the 100 coins, do it when you're doing the 8 red coins. Actually, no. Do it when you're doing the mission that I'm fixing to do, which is to go into that igloo over there. I believe the fence is there, so you can despawn the Koopa Shell. The only way you can really remove it is by running into a wall, sadly enough. I don't know why it's like that. Alright, so there's a star up there. We're going to need to find the Vanish Cap, which... be very careful, because these enemies... Come on, Mario 64. Work with me. Not against me. God, Jesus. Alright, wait, hold up. Be patient here. Alright. Alright, thankfully you can backflip over the ice wall, or you can do a side flip. Basically, you want to get the Vanish Cap. With the Vanish Cap, you can go through the ice walls. A lot of coins to get here, which is why I recommend doing the 100 coins when you're going for this. And then you want to do something like this, basically. Now, you do have a limited time window with the Vanish Cap. It is worth reminding you all of that. And that can be pretty clutch. Also, it is possible to get yourself trapped behind one of the ice wall areas, and the Vanish Cap will be removed from your possession, and that's no good. You will be stuck, and you will have to exit the level and re-enter, which is not the worst soft lock in the world, let me tell you. If you can even call that a soft lock, really. Thankfully, some of the ice water in Snowman's Land will not really do anything except do damage over time, just like water normally would. But I think the water that's specifically under where the ice bully is will actually be treated almost the same as the lava, if you can believe it. I don't know why there's a distinction. Anyway, this part can be pretty annoying. This is the part where you actually have to go past the big snowman's head. Hey, who's there? Who's climbing on me? Is it an ice ant or a snow flea? Whatever it is, it's bugging me. So this isn't going to be... I mean, the penguins... It wasn't going to be the last time we saw the penguins in Cool Cool Mountain. We have another big penguin here. I would like to think this is the penguin that we helped rescue the little penguin for in Cool Cool Mountain, and this is their way of repaying the kindness to Mario. by blocking the wind being produced from the snowman's head. I'd like to think that, but there's no in-game dialogue to imply it otherwise, so it's whatever. Alright, be careful. You don't have a lot of room to maneuver here, and you don't want to have to redo that mission, let me tell you. That can be kind of annoying to do. Alright, so now what we're going to want to do, we're going to head over to course number 11. I think this course is kind of a mixed bag, depending on who you ask. Honestly, I don't dislike this course as much as some people would think that I would, but why don't we backflip to the top of the painting as we enter course 11, Wet Dry World. Shocking arrowless, I know, but we're not going to go for that story right away. First, what we're going to want to do, so I can show off as much of this level as possible, is we're going to come over here and jump up from the surface of the water into this water over here. This is the easiest way to access this area, but it's not the only way. Another possibility is to use a cannon to shoot yourself into this area, because this is a level where you can actually change the water level by finding very specific rainbow-colored switches. But depending on the altitude that you enter this level, that will determine the water level at the start. That's why I backflipped into this painting, because if you backflip, you'll enter the very top of the painting, and by doing that, the water level will be at the maximum possible, which is the easiest way to get into this little town area, as you can see. Okay, what do I want to do here? I think I want to... I know what I want to do. I need to get the water level down, so we need to find the water switch. Where is it, though? I can't remember exactly where it is. I know the Vanish Cap is there. The water switch, though, that is the real mystery. I don't know. It's gotta be over here somewhere. This is also the area where you go for the 8 red coin mission, which I think is a little too time-consuming to do. I am coming here to do the other mission, which is supposed to be the faster-paced mission, but, well, seems like it's giving me a whirl. Here we go. The water switch and the switch I actually want to press are right next to one another. Again, what are the odds, huh? Alright, so, what you're going to want to do to get this star, you want to come over here to get the Vanish Cap. And then very quickly, we need to head over to where the water switch was, and we got to push this switch, because that will activate some platforms in this area coming up over here. If Mario will actually properly do the freaking long jump. Sometimes when I'm trying to do a long jump, for some reason, oh great, the platform despawned, because of course it did. Because sometimes when you're trying to do a long jump, sometimes Mario will ground pound in the air. I don't know why it happens like that, but it just kind of does. Thankfully, this is not too tedious, though. Just come back to the other Vanish Cap block and get that. And yeah, I think you have to do the long jump to have enough speed in order to make it to the other area in time. Don't worry about getting the second Vanish Cap. I don't know why I did that, but it is what it is. You want to get on top of this block, and then you want to backflip to the next level, and then backflip again. Hold up. Hold up. You want to backflip again to get to the very top and get the star. Alright. Now we're going to head back to the main area of Wet Dry World and actually get a couple of the more regular stars. That's all I wanted to show off with the, as the game describes it, a downtown area. So now let's enter the level at the lowest possible altitude and see how things go with the water level at the very bottom, huh? Alright, so we're going to... Hold up. We're going to kill that Scatterbug, I think it's called. Skitterbug or something like that. So there's a star you can get by finding a certain amount of secret spots, quote unquote. I believe there's 5 or 6 of these. You get one for pushing this block a certain distance. Or I don't know if you get it from the block, or if you get it by pushing the block underneath this other block. Take a shot every time I say the word block. Alright. And that should be 1 or 2 secrets. I don't know exactly how many it is. You could push the block over here to get to the next area, or you could do a side backflip. Push this block for another secret. This is secret number 3. I thought for sure that was going to be 2, but man, am I glad it's not. You can side flip over here, and that looks a little sus. Let's try to use one of these flipping robot enemies, which I find to be rather unreliable. Well, okay, that one is probably okay. This one is not worth messing with, though. I find that one will almost never get you to the next floor. Not on a pretty consistent basis, anyway. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but you can get that block for another secret, and, I think we gotta get on this switch, and we gotta climb up these stairs, and then I believe the other secret is on top of here. Are you noticing a pattern with these secrets? Yeah, you basically just hit blocks for the most part, huh? Right. Thankfully, that star will spawn right over there. It's not too far. Wow! Holy cow, I was not expecting that to happen. That was an epic skip. Oh man, I'm not even a speedrunner. I think even a speedrunner would give me a thumbs up to that move. Wow, holy cow. Alright, so now we're gonna get the actual first mission star, Shocking Aerolifts. It's really not that hard. You can pretty much... Oh, actually, this is a pretty good water level to enter. It's like right above the bottom, I would say. Alright, we're gonna push this switch, and then... Don't forget you can ground pound to kind of stop your movement if need be. Okay, there we go. Whoa! Okay. Okay, that was a little sus, admittingly. Hey, I guess the game is like, you did one cool skip earlier, Lazuli. You're not going to be allowed to do another one so soon. You're going to have to work for it. That's fair. And to be fair, I probably should have angled the camera a little bit better. Alright. 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 Yep. Okay. I think I got this right so far. Alright, so we're gonna get on this platform, and I believe the strat is to back flip onto this platform. Mind the ant that's rolling around. If it hits you, it's not a big deal. These blocks are tiny, which makes them hard to stand on. That ball is quite the rascal. Quite the rascal indeed. They probably should not have placed that particular enemy there, because that doesn't really feel like legitimate difficulty. It just feels kind of like a slap to the face. A star spawns there. Let me see if I can still... Come on, man. That's just so annoying how they do that. But we're going to get on this platform and do the same thing that I did 2 times prior, but was knocked off because of the freaking block. Or, not the block, the fireball of doom of sorts. Okay, we're gonna get back into Wet Dry World. We're gonna get one more star before we move on to course number 12. And we're gonna wanna enter at the top of the painting again for this one. There is another one that's kind of annoying. You have to start at like the bottom water level or something like that, but this one is fairly easy. You have to get to the top water level for this to be the most easiest to access, I would say. This is basically like at the very top. I think that's the name of the mission too. At the very top. I believe this is the first time we are seeing a Chuckya enemy. Not a Chuckster. That is going to be in the next Mario game, 3D Mario game, not this one. That purple ball enemy is called a Chuckya. Basically, if he touches you, he will chuck ya straight into the air, and that is not good, let me tell you. But the enemy is worth 5 coins if you can get the better of him, so pretty decent reward, I guess. And don't forget the ground pound to help you with your horizontal movement, I guess is what I want to say. Right, that's going to be, I think, like the 4th star in this course, and we're going to go ahead and move on to course number 12, which is in the same general area here, kind of like a museum sort of area. And it's another fairly inconspicuous painting because it's so small. But what it is, it hides a much larger level. It's kind of annoying to enter too because it's so tiny. Welcome to Course 12, Tall, Tall Mountain. And of course, one of the stars would ask you to scale the mountain, but it just makes more sense to get the stars in the order that I'm going to be doing. We're going to be getting 4 stars, according to my notes. Wouldn't be surprised if I wind up getting more, though. It seems like that's happened already a couple times. Alright, so we're going to get the red coin star first. This can be a little risky because, you know, have to get those red coins on the mushroom, and that can be quite deadly. We're also going to run into a bunch of Monty Moles who love to toss rocks at you. If you might be familiar with Monty Moles from Mario World, or maybe even Paper Mario. I wouldn't be surprised if that was maybe where you were introduced to the Monty Moles proper, I should say. I think that's where they got the name Monty Mole, because I don't think they really had a name in Mario World. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, alright, yeah. The red coins, it's like 4 of them are on red mushrooms, and the other 4, you have to scale this mountainside for them. That star looks bad, but honestly, it's not as bad as it looks. Basically, we're going to want to head back down-ish. If you use the ground pound, you can actually reduce the fall damage in a way. You can do a normal jump over here and get the star fairly easily. I think if you do a long jump, it might be safer, actually, but I didn't want to push my luck, especially after some of the weird stuff that was happening earlier in this episode. I swear to God, I hate the painting for Tall Tall Mountain. It's so hard to get in there. Way harder than it should be. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and scale the mountain for the next star, and that should be right. Very easy one-up mushroom. What's this? This looks like a dead end. Nah, if you jump in the right way, it's actually a handy-dandy gust of wind that will save a couple minutes on your vertical ascension through the mountain. Alright, we're going to jump up here. The fly guy will usually get a hit in on you. Not all the time, but sometimes. Not a big deal, as long as it's not the fireball attack, because that could actually mess you up in this level if you're not careful. It could mess you up. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying it could. We have the return of the iron balls. Wow. Oh, man. If I had a nickel for every time I lost a life in Mario 64 because I just kept falling off of the side of the mountain or whatever, the physics in this game can be quite wonderful. But thankfully, there's this one up here, so it's really not that bad, honestly. So, we have to do it. There's also a Chucky over there. You kind of miss him, but you only really have to worry about the Chuck if you're going for the 100 coins, because Chuckies are 5 coins, so they're a pretty good enemy to kill when you're going for the 100 coins, actually. There's a star over there. I don't think you can long jump from here to there. You're going to have to use a cannon. And that's a pretty hard star to get, so I don't think I'm going to bother with that. We're going to try and head to the top of the mountain. If these iron balls will be more cooperative and not knock me off the side of the mountain, because that was really annoying, honestly. Use the ground pound to make sure you don't slide off the edge. Hold up. I was trying to do a long jump there. What the heck just happened? Oh, God. Game. Mario. God dang, man. It's starting to get on my nerves a little bit. Alright. Let's try that one more time. At least I didn't lose a life this time. Alright. Gust of wind. Take me up before you go. Go across the bridge. Let's hope we don't slide off. Pay attention to that monkey, by the way. Not that monkey specifically, but monkeys in general. Because one of the stars here will require the assistance of a monkey. That only spawns if you're doing that particular mission. It's one of those situations. Those are the kind of situations where you don't really like them in 3D Marios because they're so specific. And that can be rather annoying. Alright, we're going to head past that cloud. I believe that cloud can blow you off if you're not careful. And no. You're going to do this. Okay. Alright, that's what I wanted to do this whole time. There you go. That's a nice little shortcut to get to the very top of the mountain and to get that star. Jesus, that did not have to be so crazy, alright? So we scaled the mountain, and we're going to save and continue. So now we're going to do that mission I was talking about with the monkey. Because I think this is an interesting mission to show off. Mystery of the Monkey Cage. Do the same thing you did to get to the top, because that is literally where the monkey is. Kind of annoying how they did that. So, something that people complain about with Mario 64 is the boot out system. If it's not a 100 coin star in this case, you will be booted out when you collect any other kind of star. Which, I couldn't tell you why the game developers decided to do that. Some people think it was padding to make this game last longer than it really needs to. I can kind of see the argument there, because this is a pretty short game, even with the boot out system. Honestly, this is only like a 6-ish hour game if you're going for all the stars. I mean, probably less if you're a speedrunner. I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, speedrunners probably didn't beat this game in such a short amount of time on their first playthrough, to be fair. This log wants to be finicky, but normally the log is honestly one of the least annoying things of Tall Tall Mountain. But yeah, the boot up system is kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I wish the game would just let you continue exploring the level after you collect a star. And at least in Mario 64, I don't know, it doesn't really make much sense, because the levels don't usually change much between the missions. Sunshine reuses the boot out system, but at least in that game it kind of makes sense, because a lot of stuff can change between missions in there. But in Mario 64, I don't really get the same vibe, if that makes any sense. Alright, we will take that. That is not the most flattering side backflip, but we will take that. So much like the rabbit, you have to catch the monkey. And that was a pretty good monkey catch, I would say. Now, you catch the monkey, he'll give you a trade. He will show you how to get a star if you let him go. Seems pretty contrived, as it were, but whatever works. Alright, so yeah, the star's over there in a cage. This is, as far as I know, the only way you can get the star. I'm sure some speedrunner or glitch finder will correct me in the comments, you know. But I do find this star to be interesting because, yeah, the monkey just goes nuts on the cage, drops the cage down, and frees the star. It's kind of annoying you have to basically go up the mountain twice for this, but still a fairly easy star. But there's going to be one more star I want to show off in Tall Tall Mountain because I think it's even more interesting. Mostly because of how well hidden it is. And yeah, we're going to be seeing that shortcut again where I go get this extra life over here, and go in the gust of wind. Gotta tell you though, this gust of wind is kind of a godsend. I'm not gonna lie, because if you have to do the entire process of climbing the mountain, that can be kind of annoying. By the way, the Bob-omb buddy to unlock the cannon is going to be down there, down here. Kind of annoying to get out of once you get it, but it's there, and you're going to need to talk to him in order to get to the star over there. That was just so you guys know. That's a little too time-consuming, I think, for the pacing of the Let's Play. This isn't going to be 100% run. Sorry to break people's hearts, because I don't think people are going to be that heartbroken that I'm not doing a 100% run again. Because I already did one for the speed play, but, you know, don't need to do it with commentary. You don't mess with it. Anyways, somewhat inconspicuous looking wall, right? A painting within a painting. That's right. And it's another secret slide. This is probably the hardest slide in the game. But this is also kind of a strange slide because if you fall off in the slide here, and when you re-enter Tall Tall Mountain right away, you'll respawn at the slide. So that's kind of makes up for it. Actually, that might make this on par difficulty-wise with the other slides. But it's still kind of a tough slide. This is also a really great way to get 100 coins. Actually, I think it might be mandatory to get 100 coins in Tall Tall Mountain. Now that I'm thinking about it. So, yeah, I think you get like 40 or 50 coins on a decent run of that slide. But at the end of the slide, you can get access to this star. Actually, if you know what you're doing, you can actually get to the star through other means. by jumping from above the mountain, as it were. Alright, yeah, got some good lives going on over there. Alright, so before we head to the top floor, there's gonna be one more area we need to show off. And this one, okay, we're going back to Snowman Land. It's not what I want to do. We're gonna want to find, let's see. Yeah, over here is a place called Tiny Huge Island. That painting over there is a red herring. That painting over there, this one, is quite gigantic. If you enter, you're going to enter at your smallest possible size. But here we have a tiny painting. A tiny painting that's a lot easier to access than the tall mountain one. And we're going to go here first. Because by doing that, well, it's just a lot easier to access the first star that way. I was trying to do a double... Oh, that works too. I was trying to do a double long jump, but thankfully Mario 64's physics came to the rescue. But for the first star, you need to defeat all of the piranha plants, but they're all gigantic, so this could be easier said than done. I recommend doing jump kicks to take care of all these rascals. Boop, and a boop. Should only be this last one and we might be good. Yep, we're good. We're gonna get the star and should be done with that. Now, for the most part, you're gonna want to enter Tiny Huge Island when you're gigantic. Because that's the fastest way to access all but like maybe 1 or 2 stars, believe it or not. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna re-enter the same way as the first time. Oh, by the way, 64 stars. Pretty nice number. We only need 6 more and we can access the final area. That's interesting. We're gonna head through here and... Wait, what was the mission again? The tip top of the huge island. Okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna want to go back, believe it or not. Because there is a switch here. You can push this switch. Now, normally it takes you to like a hidden island or an out-of-the-way island, but we just want to do that to head over here and get to the top of the mountain a little bit easier. But you need to get to the top of the mountain when you're shrunken down. By the way, here's a hint if you're going for 100 coins. The giant Goombas, if you ground pound on them, they will produce a blue coin that's worth 5 coins. If you just normally jump on them, on the gigantic Goombas, they will only produce 1 yellow coin. And I think you have to ground pound like almost all of them in order to get 100 coins. I see a lot of people complaining about this level to get the 100 coins, as it were. Alright, we're gonna knock that out. I believe we're gonna do 1 more star here and then we're gonna call it an episode. And next time we'll finish off Tiny Huge Island and do the rest of the top floor. I want to say I want to enter this way, the small way, I think. No, I think I'm going to enter this way for Tiny Huge Island. Alright. So the third mission, I believe it's going to be rematch with Koopa the Quick. Alright, well, haven't seen Koopa the Quick in a long time, I gotta say. That name is a sight for sore ears. That's weird. That is a name I have not heard in an age. By an age, I mean literally Bob-omb Battlefield. Like, probably the 2nd star most people will get. And here we are. This is going to be star 66. And, yeah, it's kind of amazing how spread out the Koopa the Quick races are. Kind of weird. It's kind of weird how underused he is. You'd think there'd be at least a 3rd race somewhere. The funny thing is, Koopa the Quick shows up in both stages where it has the Bob-omb Battlefield music. It makes you wonder why he didn't have a race in Once Fortress. I guess that place is kind of annoying to do a race in, though. It's like kind of cramped, I guess, for a race, but not really. I don't know. I'm sure it could have been done. But yeah, this race is a lot harder than the first race. Obviously, it needs to be, otherwise, what would be the point? Finish line's over here. Kind of tricky, though. I've had a couple of times where I would actually go past the flagpole. Or in this case, it looks like the flagpole is going through Koopa the Quick. Take care! Woohoo! And there is a star you can get in that level. Whether I get it or not, well, we'll just have to wait and see. And we're going to head back to Tiny Huge Island to finish our business here because there's a boss fight I want to show off. And it's like the last mission. I think it's the 6th mission that you need to do in order to get to the boss fight, as it were. So for this mission, we need to find 5 itty-bitty secrets. A lot of these secrets are not so itty-bitty, though. So basically, all 5 secrets, as far as I know, are related to holes. And no, I'm not talking about the 2003 live-action Disney movie, although that is a good watch and I do recommend it on your own time. Literal holes. So there's going to be one up here. Do ground pound the top of the mountain. Not necessarily for this star, just in general. You want to ground pound the top because by doing so, the water will leak into the mountain. And that's important to be able to get to the 6th mission, which is the one with the boss fight. So it's kind of the one I care about the most because I want to show off all the boss fights during this Let's Play. That hole over there is the entrance to the inside of the mountain, and it's kind of finicky to get that one spawned. That's the other side of the hole near where you start the level. For some reason, that only connects when you go from behind. And the hole where the cannon is, in order to spawn the cannon, you need to talk to the giant Bob-omb over there. And yeah, he's giant for some reason. Let's just roll with it, okay? And I swear, these balls that spew fire, they're very annoying. I'm just saying, they're very annoying. And hey, it's Koopa the Quick! Probably wondering, what can you do here? Well, you could squash him for another blue coin, which can be useful, to be sure. Okay, I believe now we're actually going to use this switch for its intended purpose. Whoop! Be careful, though. I don't know why there's a random yellow coin just sitting there. Like, okay, people that are doing a 100 coin run at Tiny Huge Island, are you seriously gonna go out of your way to get that? I don't think so. Okay, I want to say we want to go in the big painting this time for the second to last main mission of Tiny Huge Island. Alright, so Wiggler's 8 red coins. We're gonna have to get into the mountain. And you're probably wondering how we're gonna get to the mountain. You could get the Koopa shell over there, but we're not gonna do that. Also, when you're in this area when you're normal size, watch out for that Lakitu and watch out for a giant fish nearby. You also have to be worried about Klepto the hat-stealing bird as well. At least I think he shows up here in Mario 64. I know for a fact he's in here in Mario 64 DS. Hopefully you talk to the Bob-omb buddy while you were giant, so that we can get this cannon to spawn. And what you want to do, you want to look for this tree over here, and believe it or not, this isn't really undershooting it, or overshooting it. That could have been really bad, though. If you grab onto the tree, you might get a 1-up for your trouble. You might. And reminder, if you're going for 100 coins, don't forget to ground pound the giant Goombas for a blue coin. The Koopa gives a blue coin. You want to enter the mountain. This is the mission I recommend you do when you're going for 100 coins, by the way. But you want to enter the mountain with at least 75 coins. I think you should be safe if you enter with at least 75 coins. Maybe give or take a coin, and it's a narrow walkway, so walk slowly, because it'll be to your benefit. This area can be pretty hard to navigate, I'm not gonna lie. Let's make sure the camera's in a good place before you commit to doing a jump, good lord. And let Mario get his acceleration going on. And people complain about a run button in Mario 64 DS. You see, Mario already kind of does a little acceleration, so I don't understand the complaints, personally. And you could try to do a backflip jump there, but I find that that's not really very reliable, believe it or not. Just do a double jump, which can be very hard to time, I realize, but it seems like that's what you gotta do. Thankfully here you can just do a long jump, and hopefully your wall jump skills are up to snuff. And that's an optional ground pound. You don't have to do it. But I did it anyway because we're going to do another one to get the star. Alright, that definitely could have been worse. And funnily enough, it looks like the next star is going to be our 69th star. Which is kind of funny because we're going to get this star, and then we're going to get a secret star on the top floor, and I don't have to do Tick-Tock Clock or Rainbow Ride to be able to access the final Bowser level, but I did say I would do at least one mission in every course just to give every course its due in this Let's Play, so I guess the star count will be closer to 75 by the end of this Let's Play. It is what it is. Alright, for this mission, to get inside the mountain, I think I already mentioned this, but I'll mention it again just for the sake of it. Good lord. The slipperiness, I swear to God. But you want to get to the top of the mountain while you're giant. This walkway is kind of deceptive. It's not very thin, but if you touch the side of the mountain, you're going to slide off, and it's pretty annoying. But you want to get to the top, ground pound so the water drains, and then you need to go to this pipe, or any pipe really, but this is just the most recommended, and get back to normal size, take advantage of this Goomba if you need a health recovery. There's also going to be a Chuckya, not a Chuckster, Chuckya over there. Watch out for him. And some coins over here. There are 5 coins on that walkway when you're normal sized and when you're giant, for a total of 10 coins. Now that the water's drained, we can head to the top and go through the hole, and it's going to be time for Tiny Huge Island boss fight. Which I'll admit is a little more impressive than 64 DS because of the graphics for Wiggler. Yeah, Wiggler's the boss. Basically how this boss fight works is that you jump on Wiggler's head like 3 times and you win. Plenty of coins for health recovery because I think Wiggler does like 3 HP of damage, which is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Ground Pound is pretty good, pretty safe I would say, but you know, use your best judgment and caution. Man, I'm getting pretty lucky with the Wiggler hits, by the way, because Wiggler gets faster and faster with every hit, and he's also starting to jump sometimes. I don't know why he's doing that. Okay, I'm glad that actually counted, because that definitely couldn't... You probably would have not counted. I don't know. I can see the stars through my ceiling at night. So for some reason, Wiggler shrinks down, and he's gonna fall through the hole in the grating. I don't know why this happens, because I can tell you from experience, Wiggler, there's a bottomless pit underneath here. Alright, so we only need one more star in order to reach, final Bowser fight. Also, yes, in before somebody posts that my star count is nice, because of the number 69. Yes, your sense of maturity is very great for wanting to post a comment such as that. If you were thinking it. If you weren't thinking it, well, props to you. Because, that sort of thing needs to be commended. There is a secret star past that glowing hole, but I'm not going to do it because it's kind of annoying. And we're also going to go ahead and get the last of the 3 Toad secret stars over here. And this is the star that's going to help me get to the final boss, but since this is the final episode, and we actually have plenty of time left, and because I said I was gonna, we're going to do 1 star in the last 2 courses. 1 star for each one. So here we got Tick-Tock Clock. Fun fact, Tick-Tock Clock is actually one of my favorite tracks in the Mario Kart series. Which is funny because this is probably one of my least favorite courses in Mario 64. Depending on the positioning of the minute, I think it's just the minute hand whose position matters. If you go in when the minute hand is close to the 12, I'm pretty sure the machinations of the clock will all freeze, and that's kind of what I want to do the mission. So we're going to exit the course. You head back to the castle foyer. I never get tired of saying the word foyer, by the way. Alright, you get worked back to the foyer. And then you gotta get back to the course. I find that the timing for entering Tick-Tock Clock with the proper minute hand setup is kind of finicky. At least in Mario 64 DS, when you hold down the run button, your character will get into like a stance where the character will be ready to dash as soon as you push a direction. Really makes the difference for TikTok clock. Okay, that's literally right on the 12. So now everything should be frozen in time. Okay, yep, there we go. That's exactly what I want. When you're frozen in time, you can get the red coin star fairly easily. A lot of the other stars in TikTok clock are pretty annoying to get because you have to climb to the top of the clock, which involves a lot of platforming, and sadly, the clock needs to be in motion to some extent because if it's not, there will be a spot where you literally cannot progress if the clock is frozen like it is now, sad to say. On the flip side, trying to go for the red coins and any other clock position, it's not going to work. The most you can get is 1 or 2 red coins, which is helpful for the 100 coin mission, I suppose. But for actually going for the red coins in general, not so much. And that's really freaking annoying, but thankfully there's a bunch of coins you can get here. That's really the key to getting 100 coins in TikTok clock, actually. There's going to be a lot of those yellow blocks that if you hit them, they spawn a bunch of regular coins for you to collect, as it were. But thankfully, backflip jumps are pretty kosher, or at least this section of TikTok clock. I don't know why the star is so far above the actual spawn point, but it is what it is. If you want to see me get all the stars in TikTok clock without commentary, go ahead and look up the Super Mario 64 speed play. It should only be one video, like 4.5 hours, which seems pretty decent for a casual playthrough. Obviously for a speedrun that's fail, but it is what it is. Alright, this should be the entrance to Rainbow Ride, if I'm not mistaken. The entrance that isn't glowing, funnily enough. Yeah, it's funny how that works. So welcome to Rainbow Ride. The first mission is Cruiser Crossing the Rainbow. But that's a very slow star to get. So I'm going to show off a pretty fast star here. Long jump to the pole. I recommend you actually catch the pole to reduce your ball damage. Not that it matters because there's a bunch of coins literally nearby. So this section has a lot of good platforming. Nah, I really don't mind too much. There's actually 2 stars in this area you can get. So if you just want to hop in here and get like 1 star like I'm doing, I would just come over here and get one of the stars. The red coin star is also fairly easy to get, but again, we don't want to spend more time here than we have to. So we're just going to do this section. That flamethrower can get you sometimes, but I got very lucky here. So this is the halfway point of the obstacle course over here. You can head up these steps and we're going to get a star, but if you go that way, through the tricky triangles, I believe that's what the mission's called, you can get another star. Alright, backflip jumps are once again going to be kosher after they haven't been kosher for a couple of courses now, I feel like. And yeah, basically dealing with a lot of these pendulum platforms, I guess you could call them. So, jump on here. You can do this with the sideways camera perspective, or you can do it like that. I prefer the sideways though. Not sure if it's because of my familiarity with the 2D Mario games. I doubt it. I think it's just because I find it more convenient for tracking your jump distance and all that good stuff. Well, we're not even 20 minutes into this episode, but I'm not going to pad this out unnecessarily, you know. So, with 72 stars in hand, we can go ahead and head up the so-called endless stairs. At least these stairs would be endless if you had less than 70 stars. I gotta say, the atmosphere for this, the endless stairs is pretty top-notch. Now, like the other Bowser levels, this one's called Bowser in the Sky, by the way. Getting the red coins here is a little less annoying than the last Bowser level, Bowser in the Fire Sea, in my experience anyway. But that doesn't mean they're gonna be easy. Like this red coin over here, you need to push this block, you need to get to the top of the block, and then you're gonna have to like jump on the red coin like so. Be careful trying to get back on because that block can get in the way, and if you jump to the wall, you're just going to get bumped back, as it were. Alright, I'm so glad I don't have to worry about 100 coins in these Bowser levels. Not even in Super Mario 64 DS. Super Mario 64 DS adds an extra, like, Switch Star mission, I guess you could say. You're probably wondering what a Switch Star is. You push a switch and it spawns a star, basically. Yeah, they add one of those in all of these Bowser levels, so there's 2 stars to get instead of 1. Kind of a cheap way to add more stars, but what can you do, you know, with a pseudo remake of such a well-regarded classic, you know? But, you don't have to do as much back and forth with Bowser in the Sky to get all the red coins, I find, which is a really nice compromise, but to make up for it, some of these are pretty well hidden on the way through the level, like the one I just collected earlier. That's probably my favorite red coin in this level, and not totally because I spent way too much time looking for it in previous attempts. It's a pretty well hidden red coin, that's why I give him props for that one. Alright, we're gonna head back here and do a little bit more. You know, the platforming here kind of reminds me of the platforming in Rainbow Ride, especially the part we just did. Alright, so we got this swamp over here. Yeah, I figured that wasn't gonna work like that. But maybe if we do that? Oh, you can't kick him in the shish fan boom boom boom? Dang, well, at least that works out pretty well. Hey, you thought the ground pound clip only worked on the king womp. Apparently, it works on all the womps. Good to know. Oh! Yeah, nice little ground pound there. Yeah, but how am I gonna get to the other side now? Ah, man, I thought I was gonna be able to do a cool stunt. But not so much. Okay, let's see. How about... Ooh, that's barely. I'll take it. Random chuck you here for no reason. I really don't like the positioning of this chuck you. Oh! I'm just gonna jump over him. Like the chuckster he is. I mean, technically, he is a chuckster, but the chucksters at least have a decent code of ethic compared to the chuck ya, as it were. So you think we're at the end of the level, but no. The level keeps going. Yeah, these platforms are a little weird because you go up them kind of like an adjustable gravity in a way. I'm glad you don't have to backflip jump for that one because a backflip jump there would be incredibly risky. You think you're going to have to be in a constant motion here, but no, you can actually stop and take your time dealing with the frickin' flamethrowers of doom. You can ground pound the piranha plants so you don't get any recoil damage too. It's really nice. This is a platform section similar to the elevators in Hazy Maze Cave or the magic carpet in Rainbow Ride, which I intentionally ignored because they are really annoying and time-consuming to navigate, and I like to keep a good pace with my Let's Plays. So, yeah. There's going to be a red coin there. Fairly easy to get, even though these platforms are spinning around at a pretty fast pace. It is what it is. Yeah, thankfully, when it comes to Mario 64's archaic camera, for these Bowser levels, it works out suspiciously well compared to some of the other levels. It's kind of weird. We got platforms jutting out here, and this Goomba is being a little trolly, but didn't really do a very good job of being trolly enough. We're going to want to jump on the pole, and then, woo! Do that! That could have been clutch. So now we're up to 7 red coins. The last red coin is going to be almost at the tail end of this level. Get it? Tail end, because you gotta get Bowser's tail. Alright, I'll be here all night. Actually, no, we're almost done with the game. So, alright, this is the final little area here. There's going to be a last minute gust of wind. There's a heart there you can use to refill your health fairly easily. Reminder, if you fall down here, you're going to have to start this level over from the start. So, do use caution. And yeah, that's another well-hidden red coin. So, all in all, red coins in Bowser in the Sky, much more tolerable and much more respectable than what they did with Bowser in the Fire Sea. Normally, if you were doing a 120-star run, this would be the 120th star. But since this is an 80% run, it says 73 stars. Kind of an odd number, but what can you do? Well, I guess Bowser might put this episode into a more respectable and consistent length with the other parts. You know? So for the final Bowser battle, he's gonna pull all the tricks and amplify them, but he's also gonna be 3 hits. Believe it or not, you gotta knock him into a bomb 3 times. And I'm so glad that actually connected, because that totally could have not connected, and that would have been bad. I think sometimes when he lands back from a bomb, sometimes you can get lucky and get his tail again when he lands back. But, I don't know, it could be pretty inconsistent, I suppose. But yeah, sometimes he'll shoot single fire, just like in the last fight. Sometimes he'll produce a little bit more fire than that. The camera was being weird there. Alright. No, I don't think that now. Man. That was close, though. Now, every time you toss Bowser and he doesn't hit a bomb, he'll fall off, and when he comes back, he'll knock off a chunk of the arena. Thankfully, his shockwaves don't seem to do a lot of damage. So, that's good. Is that gonna count? I'm shocked that that counted, but I'm thankful. Alright, we could use some coin recovery. That would actually be kind of helpful right about now. And for the final hit, the arena turns into kind of a star shape. Kind of fitting. Alright. Oh! Man, that was good. Let me tell you, the fight that I had to do in the 120 star run dragged on, but looks like that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be the end of Let's Play Super Mario 64, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. This was fun, not gonna lie. I had a good time playing through Mario 64 again, you know. But next time we come back to Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, yeah, the collection, we'll be moving on to my favorite 3D Mario game. I'm not gonna argue that it's the best, but it's my favorite, Super Mario Sunshine, and I'll let you guys enjoy the ending without my commentary, you know, let the game speak for itself. This has been Lasley. Hope you take good care of yourselves, enjoy the ending, enjoy Mario 64. If you like these videos, like, and comment, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm, apparently. See you then. See you next time for Sunshine, everybody. I gotta be honest, I'm looking forward to it.
The stars is restored to the castle. And it's all thanks to you. Thank you, Mario. We have to do something special for you. Here we go! Listen, everybody. Let's bake a delicious cake for Mario.